everybody, and welcome to your Eyes on the Prize event for today. My name is Amy and I'm a third year sociology student, and today me and the team are helping to deliver you a pre-recorded campus tour. So I really hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a good fun looking around the campus. Enjoy! Okay, so we're currently in the Helmore building, which is kind of one of the central buildings on campus. So you walk in, we've got the reception at the front, and then you've also got the street, which runs all along to the canteen area and all through to like the next buildings. Along the floor of the street, we have a really cool timeline, which shows how ARU started as kind of like the Cambridge School of Art and how it developed into the university that it is now. Here you'll be able to see Lab 026, which is the biggest lecture theatre that we have on campus. It has around 400 seats, and obviously when things are a little bit different, this would be filled with loads of students, and you'd have your lecturer at the front, which would deliver a 1 to 2 hour lecture on all your course content or your module content. Here is the iCentre, which is a really great place where students can get loads and loads of support, from money advice to student services, IT support, and loads of other great resources, and anything that you can really think of that you would need, you would go to the iCentre, and they're really, really helpful. So here you'll notice that we have entered the library. The library is made up of 3 floors. So students have access to nearly 250,000 items across the 3 libraries, so across like the different campuses, and nearly 300,000 online books and journals. Students can access the library till midnight. The library provides different styles of learning space for students, including bookable group study rooms or pods with large screens and PCs. This here is the Mumford Theatre. It's a student-focused venue and sits under the Cambridge School of Creative Industries. It also hosts an eclectic professional season of theatre, music and dance. The Mumford Theatre is a proud supporter of Dramatic Need, a creative arts charity that helps young people in Rwanda and South Africa. The largest stage in Cambridge City, which is for our drama and performing arts students, with 270 seats and an orchestra pit, and it houses free concerts on a Wednesday afternoon. It also has its very own box office. This here is the TV studio for our film, TV and media students. It has industry standard equipment from cameras to editing desks and different set designs. Along the corridor we have courses from the Cambridge School of Art, including digital media, graphic design and illustration. So in this really big space here is the Ruskin Gallery. The Ruskin building contains facilities for students in the Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, also providing the home to our Cambridge School of Art courses. As the camera pans round, you'll notice in the Ruskin Gallery it has a unique exhibition space where our Cambridge School of Art students as well as visiting artists can show off their work, and the digital gallery is the first of its kind in the UK. This area is also open to the general public, with exhibitions that are free that the students run, as well as degree shows that run every single year. Interestingly, Dave Gilmour and Syd Barrett from the band Pink Floyd studied at the Cambridge School of Art, and they also formed their first gig here. Facilities include individual working stations, a 3D design studio, textile rooms, graphic design and illustration studios. Photography darkrooms are below in the basement, and we are one of the only universities who have kept our analogue photography equipment. This building here is the Law Clinic. Law students gain real-life legal experience while studying here. In the Law Clinic, they work alongside practicing solicitors, offering free advice to the general public. So we have now arrived at the entrance of the Science Building. The new Science Centre is the largest single development on our Cambridge campus with a budget of £45 million. Students who would choose the Science Centre include biomedical science, crime and investigative studies, forensics, psychology and computing, and the animal behaviour, marine biology and zoology students will also use this space throughout their time. However, they have a large amount of lab space in the David building next door. Inside the Science Centre, we have a huge 200-seat multi-use laboratory available for all of the science students to use. Up to 4 classes can be held in the lab at one time by using a remote headsets to listen to the lecturer and watch demonstrations on the screens. Over half of the total area of the building is new laboratory space, and an entire floor is dedicated to the containment Level 2 laboratories, as well as a specialist super lab, crime scene rooms, dedicated psychology research labs, and pods for students undertaking their own research. Another feature of the Science Centre is the 300-seat lecture theatre. This lecture theatre will be similar to the one in Lab 026, where a lecturer will stand at the front and deliver a 1 to 2 hour lecture with information, but this is usually just used by the science students, so it's a dedicated space for them. As I said earlier, the Science Centre is home to some specialist crime scene rooms that the crime and investigative studies students will use. They imitate real life scenarios so that students will know what to expect when they go out into the field. This building we're going into now is the Lord Ashcroft building. It has some of our largest lecture theatres, classrooms, and houses our corporate suite for a number of events. It is home to our business and law faculty and has strong links to big businesses such as Barclays, Harrods, and UPS. The building is also named after our Chancellor, Lord Ashcroft, an alumni of the university. This area here is called the Lab Open Access area. So there's roughly about 250 PCs for independent study. There's also printers, scanners and a help desk. As the camera pans around, you'll be able to see the massive range of computers that we have, where you can come and do group study or just study on your own. Students can use this area for 24 hours a day. And unlike some of the areas in the library, you don't have to be completely silent here. Obviously, you need to respect other people's workspaces, no screaming and shouting and things, but you are free to do group study and have a conversation here if you need to. So this space here is the Student Union, also known as the SU. This building is home to the Student Union offices and a student relaxation area. Absolutely everything that the Student Union does is led by students, for students. Students can volunteer, join a society, work for the Students' Union and have fun at evenings and events, and also get the Totem discount card, which is really good when you're a student and get as many discounts as you can. There are over 45 societies you can join, and some of the popular Student Union societies are cheerleading, law, Doctor Who, Tea Party and the Vegan Society, so there really is something for everyone. You can also get advice at the Student Union. They offer confidential, independent, impartial and free advice for all students. So no matter the worry, no matter the query, they should be able to help you out. Here you'll see the Helmore Gym, which is home to Team ARU. It only costs students £110 a year to join the gym, so it's really affordable. There are a huge range of sports clubs to join, such as archery, netball, basketball, volleyball, tennis, and a load more. These teams also compete in the Bucks, which are the British university and college sports, every Wednesday. Team ARU also offer a campus sport programme which includes fitness classes and turn up and play activities such as badminton, volleyball, five-a-side football and netball. These aren't necessarily to join the team, these are more fun, mess around classes, just to get a bit of exercise and to really enjoy yourself without having the commitment of joining the team. There are also sports scholarships for elite sports people, and as you might have seen on the ARU's website or the social media, Ruskin the Rhino is our famous mascot, which you will see around campus sometimes. Always make sure you say hello! This building here is known as Young Street, and it's actually slightly off campus, about a 5-minute walk down the road from the main campus in Cambridge. It is home to our Faculty of Health, Education, Medicine and Social Care, so courses such as nursing, midwifery, paramedic science and operating department practice courses will all study here. We have a range of clinical skills facilities on site here, including mock hospital wards, a midwifery unit, operating theatre, and rooms that can be adapted to mirror emergency situations. So as you can see as the camera pans round in all these different areas, they simulate the real world. So when the students go out and actually work in the hospitals and other medical areas, they'll know exactly what to expect and how to treat the patients. There are a number of classrooms and a 198-seat lecture theatre, and the building also contains a small cafeteria with plenty of social areas. This building here, known as Compass House, is roughly a 5-minute walk away from the main campus, but is still part of ARU. It holds state-of-the-art facilities used by the Faculty of Science and Engineering. It includes two new lecture theatres, a computer gaming studios, recording studio suites, and labs for computer science, digital systems design, video and AV. It also houses a range of recording and mixing equipment which is of a high professional standard, including a £16,000 speaker system, so it really has all the high tech that you need for these courses. House is also the home of our sports and exercise courses. We have a sports therapy and rehab clinic, performance laboratory and strength and conditioning suite.
So, hi everyone, I'm here to talk to you about student life at Anglia Ruskin University. What we'll be discussing today will be who I am and why I wanted to study at Anglia Ruskin, what it's like to study at Anglia Ruskin, a day in my life, independence and student support and part-time work opportunities. All about me. My name is Abby Doughty and I'm in my second year of Psychology of Criminology at Anglia Ruskin University. I'm originally from Essex, which is the county just below Cambridge, and a fun fact about me is that I'm the youngest of 5 and the only girl. For me, choosing my course was a long journey from deciding what I wanted to do as a degree and how to get there. I started by trying to figure out what I was good at and what I enjoyed doing as subjects. I found that I was good at science and enjoyed photography at GCSEs. I tried to find a way to combine these into a job that I would enjoy doing and be practical. And I found that forensic photography would be a job that I would enjoy and be good at. However, from getting the opportunity to study psychology at A-level, I found that I preferred that and ended up settling on forensic psychology as a career path. And after research, I actually found that my best route into that as a career would be to do psychology with criminology as a bachelor's degree. What it's like to study at university. It's much more independent within the studying and assessments in university. There are no people telling you what to study, when or where. It's up to what you put into it as to what you get back out. You'll have to manage your social life, your university work, and also have some free time to yourself. So you've got to find a good balance. And in my with the different teaching methods, in my course we have lectures which take place in the big lecture theatres, as you've seen, and they can house up to hundreds of students, and one teacher presenting like a PowerPoint or something that they've done to the rest of the group. And seminars which take place in smaller classrooms with around 20 to 30 students, which allows for practical work and also brainstorming with other students and sharing ideas. There are also different types of assessments you may come across, such as reports, if you're doing scientific ones, research reports, essays, multiple choice questionnaires. There's also group projects where you'll get separated into groups within your modules and have to do possibly a presentation or something like that. We've also had to do infographics in my course, which are basically big posters, and we have to talk about the posters and why we've included what and the relevance. A day in my life. Oh, did I miss one? Yeah, I did. Sorry, I'll go back. Making use of the resources such as the library. There are many resources that the university offers to help you studying, such as the library, which has many different uses than just for books. Online, it offers e-textbooks, research journals, audiobooks for easy access, and in person, there are physical copies if you prefer holding it in your hands physically. There are also many computers and research tools in the library to help when trying to find a specific item. And they're all student services and everything that can help you out. Next. A day in my life. On a day full of lectures, I would possibly get a hot chocolate on my way because it would be very early and very cold, and I'd want something to warm me up while I'm in my lecture and doing all my studies. Afterwards, I would probably go to the open access area where I can chat and study with my friends and possibly eat a snack or something or lunch, or down to the group study zone where you can't eat but you can still study and commune with friends and do group projects. And for lunch, I would probably either bring food from home as I'm a student and I can't afford much, or I would go and treat myself into town for something special, or basically you have the opportunity to go anywhere. You don't have to stay on the campus. And for breaks, I would literally find anywhere that's quiet and has a seat on campus, which there are tons of places, and I would go and listen to my music and read a book, and you can even go off campus, go to a park, have a picnic if you want. It's all up to you what you want to do with your day. You don't have to stay anywhere you don't want to. And then at the end of the day, I would probably just go home, which I'm living in a student house, not that far from campus, and I would just relax with my housemates and kick my feet up, watch some Netflix, read a book, just something to unwind and relax and something that I enjoy, to give me that me time of the day. Yeah. And then, so what is student life? I think I might have this in the wrong order. 1 second. Oh wait, yeah, no, it's all good. If you decide to move away from home, you'll get the opportunity to live with people you probably never would have met before. And personally, I've made some lifelong friends after living with them. There are also many societies available to you, such as Tabletop and Gaming Society, LGBT Society, there's a Harry Potter Society as well. There's societies for sports such as boxing and cheerleading, and there's a society for chess, and there's so many more. If you have a passion, there'll probably be a society for it. Personally, I've been involved with the Tabletop and Gaming and LGBT societies, and I've made many friends and found people with common interests, which has been nice. Cambridge has an amazing student nightlife as well, with many clubs and bars that offer student nights, and there are even places to go if you don't want to drink and just hang out with friends. There are also many events that the Student Union puts on, and many that collab with different societies, and for different events around the year as well.
Abby, I'm just giving you a 2-minute warning, so we just need to make sure you're starting to close down a little bit now, because they need to go on their break in 2 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. And you just need to make sure you're getting a boatload of money from the student finance, and you need to make sure you've kept enough for your bills, and that you're not just going to spend it all on what you want. You need to make sure you're spending it on the right stuff first. There's loads of opportunities with student support, loads of different teams that can help you out, but you would want to get in touch with them, because they hardly reach out because they don't know if you need anything. So if you need something, I would definitely reach out to them. And accommodation, there's halls of residence and shared housing. I've personally lived in both. In halls, it's normally run by the university, and it's a flat with 5 to 8 people. And you normally share a kitchen and sometimes the bathrooms. With shared housing, which I'm living in this year, it can be run by the uni or by private companies, and they're normally like 4 to 8 people in each house with a shared communal space. But if you don't want to move away, you can always commute, and don't feel like you have to move away. And it can be very daunting if you do. As well, it's exciting, but I've felt homesick over my years as well. But it's nice to be in a situation where there's other people that can relate to you.
Abby, we're at the break now, so can you just skip to the slide where you talk about what it is that your kind of aims are after you've finished at university? Yeah, thank you very much.
After I graduate, I'm actually planning on continuing my studies and taking a master's degree in forensic psychology to hopefully lead to a career in that same field, so that I can help prisoners get what they need as such.
Morning everyone, my name is Daniela. I'm one of the Careers and Schools Engagement Advisors here at Cambridge Regional College. Just a bit of introduction about who we are. So we are a further education provider that we offer vocational courses. So the higher level that we have is the level 3 qualification, which in some cases is equivalent to 3 A levels or 4 A levels as well. So at Cambridge Regional College, we have got 2 campuses. One campus is in Cambridge, and the other campus is in Huntingdon. So depending on your location, where you live at the moment, obviously, and how long it would take you to travel to the different campuses, you would choose the best location for yourself. 2 different campuses. One more, the Cambridge campus is very similar to a university campus, so quite big, whereas the Huntingdon campus is more like a school campus, so a bit tinier, but again with lots of opportunities for yourself. So in terms of our offer, we do offer lots of courses from art and design, from childcare. We have got courses in informed public services, in sports as well, travel and tourism. So it depends what actually you like. This is a great opportunity for yourselves, especially that you're now in year 8 and 9, to think about what you like to do next. I have delivered around the local areas to all the schools the Young Person's Guide, which is the background that I have is actually the cover of the prospectus. It's a great opportunity for you when you're looking at it to not just look at the courses, but actually take advantage of the careers map that you have got inside and start those conversations about what I would like to do next, and around your GCSEs, what GCSEs would I need in order to go into certain career paths. So if you open one of the prospectuses, for example, and you look at a career path in art and design, you could see, for example, for those of you that might have a career in mind but don't know how to get there, this is kind of opportunity, to link the course with what career path you could go into. So, for example, for a course in art and design, you might be thinking about careers such as becoming a tattoo artist, or going into marketing and events, or maybe going into something like jewelry designer, or interior design as well, theatre designer. So there are so many career paths that you can link the course that you're doing with what you want to do next. So this is kind of an opportunity for yourself to take advantage of this mini guide that we have put together, and to start those conversations that would help you to take an informed decision. There are many events happening around the local area. So again, I know you might think that being in year 8, in year 9, it's a bit early. It's never early. It's always good to go around the local area and explore, go and attend the different events, and see, which option is best for you. So when you get into year 11, you're a bit more prepared in terms of what you want to do next. Obviously, choosing a course, choosing a career path, it's always daunting. You don't have to, maybe a lot of you think about, well, I have no idea what I want to do. But this is kind of the chance for you, to explore the different options around the local area, and think, start those conversations with your careers advisors, with your teachers in school, with your mum, your dad, your parents, your friends as well, and think about, what would be best for me and what I would like to do next. We've got a couple of careers fairs next week. If you would like to come, you're more than welcome. We've got one on the 9th of March, is a careers fair with all the local employers around the local area at the Cambridge campus. And then on the 10th of March, we've got again a big careers fair at the Huntingdon campus. Again, it's an opportunity for yourself to see what employers are looking at when they are searching for the right candidate. And that would be me.
Excellent. Do you want me to start?
Yes, please.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Basically, my colleague Melissa, unfortunately, was going to give this presentation, but she's got COVID. So I've just basically stepped in this morning. Okay, so we are the Inspire Education Group. You may or may not have heard of us, but we're basically Peterborough College, Stamford College, and University Centre, Peterborough. So my role is I'm basically go into schools and talk to lots and lots of students. I'm called a schools liaison officer, and obviously have who have lots and lots of questions for me. So I think what I want to do today is just basically say to you, these are very early days for you, but research does pay off. It seriously does. And the students that I've spoken to in the past of your age group and have said they've gone into year 11 and they're really confident about what they want to do and what career path they've chosen, actually makes them feel great, because it means that they feel more organized. And in year 11, it's a big year, you've got your GCSEs, etc. So you really want to make sure that you're not sort of feeling a little bit stressed or worried or anything, that you're just focusing your time on getting through your GCSEs and also enjoying your last potentially your last year at school. You obviously have lots of choices, and some people will decide they want to stay on at school and do their A-levels. Peterborough don't actually do A-levels. Stamford do we have an A-level centre, and then others do decide that they want to to do a sort of a more vocational course. So, and they want to do a diploma, which I know has just been mentioned, you know, that a level 3 diploma is the equivalent to 3 A levels. But often people decide on doing a diploma because it's an easier way forward for them. And it's not like taking a massive, great big exam at the end of it, as you will be A levels. It's, you know, you're sort of doing things gradually as you go through your 2 years. But whatever you decide to do, year 11 is, and you know, post year 11, your further education is simply a stepping stone to potentially, hopefully, a really exciting future. So one thing I would recommend on our websites, on Peterborough and Stamford, there's something called START, and that is a sort of a good way of just going through a program that may well come up with some fantastic ideas for careers, because it is really, really difficult. And if you don't know what you want to do, it's very frustrating, and it is a little bit stressful. We don't want you to be stressed. We want to provide you with all the tools that you need to at least get some sort of idea. So yeah, go onto the website, it's on START, and literally just press the button and you can do, you know, sort of 15-20 minute program that'll come up with, you know, some ideas for you. Okay, so I just want to talk about careers evenings. I highly recommend that you do go. We get a lot of year 10s coming, actually. And you know, they choose to come in year 10 rather than year 11 sometimes, simply because, as I said, in year 11 you will be very busy. But we also have a lot of students who don't really want to come to a careers advice because an open evening, because they find it a little bit stressful, or they might combine it with doing what we call is a sort of private tour. So basically, that means that you can book with myself or Melissa at Peterborough, and she will give you a tour of the college. And at the same time, you can also speak to, we can introduce you to various teachers who will be able to give you some advice on whatever course you might be interested in. Or you can speak to our careers advisor or our information advice and guidance team. So sometimes that sort of more personal thing is more sort of one-to-one, and people prefer to do that.
Hello and welcome to Hills Road Sixth Form College. I'm Claire, the admissions manager. If you haven't heard about us, we're a specialist A-level centre in Cambridge, about 10 minutes walk from the train station. I'm going to talk to you about how the subjects you decide now for your GCSEs can influence what you are able to study post-16. Thinking about GCSE options and trying to work out the right choices for you may feel difficult. Some of you may have an idea of what you'd like to do in future, what you want to be, and having a career makes your GCSE options a bit easier for you as you have a clear path. Most students don't know what they want to do, and it's okay not to at this stage, don't worry. You might be thinking that considering where to go after your GCSEs doesn't matter right now, it seems too far in the future. But considering what you might want to do next and where you might want to go will help you make decisions about which GCSEs to take. There are lots of different options available to you. We're really fortunate with the provision available in Cambridgeshire. There are centres offering vocational qualifications such as BTECs. You can take T-levels and NVQs, which are specialist work-related qualifications in a specific job or career. There are centres that offer a combination of A-levels and BTECs. At Hills Road, our teachers are experts in teaching A-levels, which are academic and taken over 2 years, with exams at the end of that 2-year course. You need to achieve the minimum grade levels to be qualified for certain subjects and meet the admission score. For example, if you want to study non-maths and science subjects, a number of our other courses require a grade 6 in either English language or literature. The full subject grade requirements can be found on our website. After Hills Road, some students progress onto employment and apprenticeships, but the majority go on to study at uni. So how do you choose which GCSEs to take? Well, I'd select subjects that you're good at and ones you enjoy. That will help to keep your options open for your next steps. If you do have a career in mind, then a useful tool is the Informed Choices website from the Russell Group. informedchoices.ac.uk enables you to enter your career that you're interested in, and it will show you the A-levels that are preferred and essential for that particular career. You can then work it back to the GCSEs that you need to take to achieve those A-levels. Deciding on your subjects is the first step, and then you need to ensure that your post-16 centre also supports your interests. At Hills Road, there is a fantastic range of 35 A-levels which will fire your imagination and deliver a great core programme for you. Subjects including history of art, politics, music tech, Latin, German. But Hills is much more than just the 3 or 4 A-levels you decide. If you enjoy sports, we have over 30 sports teams to join. There's a mixture of competitive and non-competitive sports. If you love music, there are choirs and orchestras or other ensembles. Journalism, perhaps debating, languages or creative writing. With over 75 enrichment activities and teams to choose from, including Dungeons and Dragons, criminology, digital photography, D&E, women's football, esports and robotics. The question is, how do you choose? There are many different clubs and societies. Things that you can be passionate about and interested in to make new friends beyond your course subjects, such as Afro-Caribbean Society, Medical Society, Politics and Cheerleading, LGBT and the Running Club. There's so much to get involved in. The extended project is compulsory at Hills. Have you ever wanted the opportunity to gain a new skill, like learning to code, directing a play or researching global warming? No matter where your interests lie, the extended project is the perfect chance to try something different and is at the heart of all students' study programme. It's equivalent to half an A-level, and the vital UCAS points and skills go towards competitive uni offers. It's also highly regarded in the workplace. You decide the topic, assess your progress and determine what your final dissertation, artefact, performance or event will be. And you will be assigned an EP mentor to help you in your first year. As you can see, James wanted to meet like-minded people and wants to go on to uni, but some choose Hills for our exceptional grade performance, with 75% of students achieving A star to B. We have lots of pastoral support available. Some students find this reassuring as it helps them see how they will reach their first choice destination after Hills Road. What's important is that you make decisions about your GCSEs that are right for you, but more importantly, they are subjects you enjoy and feel you would be good at. This will give you a good basis for taking your next step. Thanks for watching.
My name's Tom. I work at Anglia Ruskin University. University might seem like quite a long way away right now, but it's important to start thinking about it and start getting your head around potential avenues that you can go down, because it is your pathway to your career. So just some little things about Cambridge campus and to introduce you to Cambridge campus. And if you're ever in Cambridge, then make sure you do check out ARU. You know, we're a stone's throw from the city centre, and some of our courses include animal sciences, art and design, computer science, film and media, crime and investigation, psychology, sport, and a lot more. And there's a lot of facilities as well to help you with your learning experience while you're there. So we've got things like an art gallery, we've got a theatre, we've got a science centre which has its own ant colony, we've got a music therapy centre, we've got TV, sound and recording studios, we've got computer game design labs. So there's a lot going on. So it's important to start thinking about university and looking at university as an option. But what's important to you right now is your level 2, your career pathway. So right now, when we think about progressing on to university, GCSEs are absolutely essential. You know, they're your pathway to the career of your choosing. University entry requirements, they will still require you to obtain an average of of a grade 5 across your GCSEs. And maths, English and science in most cases are absolutely essential to any degree course that you end up applying to. So it's really important that you do focus now and do focus on those GCSEs and start working as hard as you can. You can start taking a look at where some of your career pathways can lead you, where your grades can take you, where your subjects that you're thinking about picking and focusing on in the next stages of your educational career can take you by having a look at aru.ac.uk, taking a look at some of the different courses that are available, or you can use a career planner like prospects.ac.uk if you're still slightly unsure about where you might want to go. But don't panic, you've got loads of time, but if you can put in the hard work now, then it's going to do you a lot of good moving forward. And here's just some of the pathways where a degree can take you, and some of our alumni, so our previous students who attended Cambridge went to. So we had Thomas Taylor, who actually his very first illustration commission was the Harry Potter book and the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So he actually designed the front cover for that book. We've got Chris Cook, who's he studied BSc computer aided visualization. So he's worked on a lot of the Marvel movies. So Guardians of the Galaxy, if you're familiar with those films, he worked quite heavily on that. So designing like Groot and people and characters like that. We had Julia Wolfe. She studied MA in children's book illustration. She's worked on films like Shrek and other Pixar films. And then we've also had Manish Basin, who's he studied BA Honours in Communication Studies in English, and you've maybe seen him on shows like Match of the Day and presenting a lot of sports on the BBC. So a degree can really take you everywhere and anywhere. So that's just a real brief introduction to ARU Cambridge, some things to start focusing on now, and some of the career pathways that it can lead you.
No problem. Can you see the shared screen? Brilliant. Well, morning all, I'm Katie from University Centre Peterborough. As you heard earlier, we are part of the IEG group, so the Inspire Education group. But what you need to know about us is we're based in Peterborough and Stamford, and we are a relatively small provider. So if you don't like the idea of being with huge numbers, we're probably a really good place for you to consider. The other reason you might want to have a look at University Centre Peterborough is we really do focus on you, and we've got lots of different degrees that we can offer you, and we are always aiming to make sure that you're being taught by industry experts with loads of experience so that you can get the best grades possible. We've got staff that have worked for long periods of time in the industry but also have taught for over 20-30 years, so we've really got that experience we can pull through for you. There's loads of different degrees you can do at higher education, so here's just a few of the ones that we offer, and you'll find every university changes them each year. So if you can't see quite what you're after now, bear in mind that as the year develops, universities will change what their offer is. So there might be a few in here that you think you like the look of, but there might be something new that comes up and available in the next 18 months or so. We're very conscious as well that all of you will want to gain a job, hopefully at the end of this, but really a career path that you are passionate about and that you really want to move forward with. And one of the things that University Centre Peterborough does is we spend a lot of time working with you on a one-to-one basis, making sure that you've got the skills that you need to get that job that you want. So not only do we want you to get the right degree, but we also want to make sure that the qualifications you gain, you can really use throughout your lifetime. One of the things in particular we do is we'll work with you to identify who you'd like to work with, who you might want to be mentored by, and which organisations in your region or even nationally or internationally you might want to go and be employed by. And these are just some of the companies we work with. We have about 1,000 companies currently that we work with across Peterborough and Stamford, and then we go into our region as well. So we have got very large organisations, but we are also funded by the Office for Students, and we've got a lot of money to help students engage with local small businesses. So there's a bespoke bit of work there that we can do that will really help you gain the jobs that you want. And please don't worry about the cost of education. There's lots of different ways that you can access to get help with your studies. So UCP, we actually offer a number of bursaries. We're often a lot cheaper than a lot of other universities because we're smaller. But we will also help you apply for different finance grants. And sometimes if you're local, travelling to and from university and staying local means that you're saving money again. And we can help you look at this no matter what point of entry. So if you want to look at it now or in a year's time, we can just chat to you on a one-to-one basis, or you can come and visit us and we can just give you an idea of where you're going to go with this. A big part for us is your student experience and your student voice. And we want you to really embrace what's going on in your city, around your city, but also at your place of study. So there's lots of different groups that you can become part of, but there's also things that you can set up yourself. So if you're worried that on your CV, you don't have enough going on there, we'll help you set up a group and manage it so you can add to your CV that you've got leadership skills, you've managed budgets, etc. And this
Katie,
is what you're aiming for. Yes.
Are you able to start winding down your lovely job? Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Yep. And this is what we're aiming for, that cap and gown look at the end of it. So if you're interested in coming to visit us, there are some open days and some upcoming events that you can attend. Thank you very much.
So hello everybody, thank you so much for coming. As I say, my name is Frankie. I'm from the University of Cambridge, one of our colleges, sort of one of the little areas of the university called Trinity Hall. And I'm here to talk to you about considering your GCSE options. What should you be thinking about right now? Where do universities like us sit in the mix? Well, we're just hopefully going to give you, by the end of this presentation, a little bit more of an idea about what you could be thinking about right now. So the first reason that we would ask you to start thinking about your GCSEs and what choices you make is you should be aware that wherever you think about applying for college, for university, there will be certain entry requirements, and that does just depend on where you apply. And some of my colleagues from different universities will have talked to you about this in detail today, but just be aware at this early stage, if you have any idea about what you might like to do, and there's no pressure to at this point, but if you have any idea at all, start looking into the course and just see if there are any entry requirements. So for example, at the University of Cambridge, our courses, they do vary, but generally speaking, we'd ask everybody to have sort of 6 to 9 in any of their GCSE subjects like English, maths, depends, you know, if you're doing a language course, maybe a language. So it just varies per course, and it's worth not banking on anything being sort of suitable for the course. Just make sure you're looking into it well ahead of time. So just write yourself a little note to remember to do that. So entry requirements, that's so important. Next, when you're thinking about your choices, remember your interests matter the most. So, you know, for instance, I ended up going to university studying archaeology and worked in that area for a while, but my passion is sports and exercise, so I did a GCSE in PE, and if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to kind of explore my interest in exercise and a bit of sports science. And if I'd just done things that would have led me to my university degree, then I wouldn't have got to enjoy that. So make sure you're putting your interests first. That's kind of gonna what is going to make you thrive, make you work hard in the courses that you are doing, and it's your life at the end of the day. So you have to be doing things that interest you, that help shape you as the person that you are. So remember, your interests are so important. Do not deviate from those in every single choice that you make. Sort of final thing, because I know we're really short of time today, but subject matters. What does this mean? What does subject matters mean? I've phrased it really weirdly there. We like to remind you every chance we get that the subjects you take matter. So when you're coming to take your A-levels, if you choose to do that, or going on to do a course at college, or whatever you choose to do next, it might be that a subject that you've taken for GCSE is a requirement to study that course. It's exactly the same as entry requirements. Go back sort of to your course choices and make sure that they match up. So if you want to study medicine, you're going to have taken a biology A-level or a chemistry A-level. That means that GCSE, you're going to have to look at what sciences you're going to be taking. So it all maps together. So make sure you're looking ahead. You don't have to make all your final decisions now, but make sure you're aware of what subjects you might need for different courses later in your life. And finally, because I know we're running out of time, remember these things. What are my strengths? What do I enjoy doing? What do I want to develop as a person, as an academic person, or in whichever way you like? And what do I need? What are my subject matters? What are my requirements? And what are my entry requirements, my grade requirements? And what do I need to get those? So good luck. And if you want to look at more about our courses today, you can go to the Undergraduate Study Cambridge website and look at courses. So thank you so much and good luck to all of you with your next choices.
Rachel said, my name is Ruby. I'm from ARU Peterborough, which is the new university opening in September. I too, like everyone else, I'm going to try and share my screen because I've got a bit of a presentation for you all. Let me know when you can see that. Rachel, can you see that all right? Brilliant. Okay, guys, so like I said, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes just to tell you about ARU Peterborough, which is your new local university, which is opening this September 2022. So what is ARU Peterborough? I mean, that's a question that's been kind of going around Peterborough lately. What's this new building that's being built in the city centre? Well, ARU Peterborough is our brand new university. It's the first university building that's being built in the city centre, and it's going to be a great opportunity for students from September 2022 onwards. All our courses, they'll be high quality, employment focused, and designed to meet the region's employers as well. So as you'll find out in a little bit, we've worked with employers to create our courses because we know that when people graduate, they want to go in really high paying, really high spec jobs, and we know that, and we put that into our courses as well. So why did we decide to build a new uni? Well, Peterborough is one of the only cities without its own university. The region has lots of aspirations, there's lots of students like you that have big ideas for their futures, and they don't have a local university. And that is really important that Peterborough had a place where students could study locally. The area is full of promising students. We want them to be able to benefit with being able to save money, study the courses they want to on their doorstep, and also regional businesses as well. They want local talent. They want people from Peterborough working for them. And that's really important that the university drives people into Peterborough as well. And our aim as a university, the same with all our Anglia Ruskin campuses, is to provide transformative and inclusive education. So really great degrees in a real kind of safe community vibe in the centre of Peterborough where everything is happening. Okay. So where will it be? So ARU Peterborough, you may have seen when you've been in town, you may have seen the building site. It's right on Bishop's Road, so it's right in the centre by the cathedral, not too far walk from the train and bus station, really easy to cycle to. It's a really great commutable space. The building is being built from sustainable materials, so we want to make it as environmentally and long-lasting as possible. We want it to be there for many years to come, to support many students over the years, and Peterborough is the environmental capital of the UK as well, so we wanted to fit that in. Okay, so kind of just to let you know what facilities the new university is going to have. Well, we're going to have things like a super lab where students can go in and work on electronics, engineering, midwifery, specialised skill labs, so dummies for nurses to train on that can be sick, that can give birth, real high-tech stuff. We've got computer study rooms, prayer rooms, student advice, libraries, cafes, and we really want it to be a vibrant and friendly place for you to study. So what are some of the benefits of studying locally? Well, one of the greatest reasons to study locally is to save money. So as you know, students will go off to places all over the country and they will end up paying rent. And rent is so expensive, especially nowadays for students. The average student pays £526 a month in rent. But if they were living at home, the average one just pays £72 a month. That's a big saving. So we know that studying locally does tend to be a lot cheaper. And the majority of students that are living at home don't pay any rent at all. So they are saving £526 a month on average. those that commute to university will save an average of £2,500 a year. So it's really important to think about these costs of going to university, as it can cost quite a lot if you're living away from home. And what are the other kind of benefits of studying locally? Well, local students, they can have student discounts. They can use them for bars, shopping in the city centre. ARU Peterborough will have great transport links. So like I said before, really close to the train station, bus station, car park, cycling. So it's going to be really easy to get to. And sometimes students want to stay local because they want to stay by their family and their friends. They don't want to give up their clubs that they do, their football club on a Saturday. They don't want to give up being away from their mates, things like that. So if you study locally, you can stay at home and stay close to your networks as well. Just quickly, because I know that we only have a couple of minutes left, but what is kind of the advantage of working in, studying at ARU Peterborough? Well, like I said before, we've worked with employers to create our courses. When you go into a job and you graduate, we know what those employers are looking for, and we will make sure that over your course, you get all those skills that you need to go straight into a job. And that's really important to us. And that's why we do graduate capitals. We put all this information into our courses so you can become a lifelong learner and you can keep moving forward until you reach the top of your career. And the student, like I said, the student experience is so important to us. We want you to have a good time at university. We want you to work on your personal development and become the best you can be. We offer support programs as well. So those that don't have English as their first language, we support you with this. We want you to thrive at university. And I just want to show you some of the kind of subject areas that you could study if you were thinking about studying locally at ARU Peterborough. So health and social care and education. If you're interested in being a midwife, a nurse, you maybe want to teach or go into public health, or you want to work with prisoners or families that are in dispute, you could become a social worker. There are so many different areas at ARU Peterborough that you could go into. Even agriculture and the environment, so electronics and robotics, working with robots, engineering, mechatronics. These are all areas and very interesting areas that you could go into. The same with business and marketing, business, human resource, marketing and accounting, really high paying jobs and high skilled jobs that you will learn at ARU Peterborough. And which is my favourite courses and the best ones, mobile game design. So creating an app and creating your own app. I mean, there's so many app millionaires out there now, and mobile game design is the coolest course we do, in my opinion. But they are looking for entrepreneurs and looking for people to work in app design. We all have phones, we all use apps on our phones, and we need people developing new ones constantly all the time. And you could be doing that at ARU Peterborough. And also you could do a degree apprenticeship as well. So if you're thinking, oh, I want to go straight into work, I don't want to study, you could get your degree and be paid for it. You could do a degree apprenticeship and be paid to study, essentially. And these are some of the people we do our degree apprenticeships with. So you could work for the NHS, Barclays, the BBC, Virgin, real popular, real high-tech companies that are looking to pay you to do your degree. You will leave without owing a penny. And I just want to show you, just to finish off, because I know that you're probably desperate for your break, but these are what the building's going to look like. Obviously, it still probably looks a little bit like a building site at the minute, but come September, this is what ARU Peterborough and your city centre will look like. And just to finish off and show you this very glossy Sims-looking pictures of our campus here. But this is what we hope the ARU Peterborough will look like from September. So thank you guys so much for listening to me. I hope you have a brilliant Eyes on the Prize. And if you want to know anything else, feel free to visit aru.ac.uk and then just look up Peterborough as well. But yeah, thank you, Rachel, and thank you, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ruby. Would you be able, do you know yet when the first sort of time the students would be able to visit the new campus? Have you got a sort of date roughly? I mean, these guys are in year 9, so it will be further in the future, but when do the doors open to the public?
We are opening from the public from the beginning of September. It's going to be an open campus, so even if you finish school and you think, I want to come and have a look around, you can come after school and have a look around. You don't need to book onto a tour or anything. It's going to be an open community campus, so you can come on at any time from September and have a look around.
slides today, guys, but I just want to talk you through some things and some conversation pieces really to think about as you look at your future. So my name is Tracy Hoy. I work at AstraZeneca and I'm part of the UK apprentice team. So I am responsible for looking after all of the programmes that we have at AstraZeneca in the UK, and I work a lot with the managers of apprentices to make sure that they're getting what they need from their programmes. So if you don't know who we are a science company and we make life-changing medicines for patients. There's about 76,000 of us globally in over 100 countries, with about 8,000 of us based in the UK. Our main bases are in Cambridge and our global headquarters is in Cambridge. And we also have offices in London, in Luton, in Macclesfield and Speke, which is just outside Liverpool. So I wanted to talk to you about some misconceptions about apprenticeships briefly. Lots of questions that we get from students or from their parents or sometimes from teachers sits around, you know, apprenticeships are only available in certain trades, or it's just for young people, or it's maybe for students who are a bit less academic and didn't do quite so well at school, that they're not proper jobs or they're not very well paid. And doing an apprenticeship is an easy option. So I'm here to tell you that that's not the case really with any of those things. I think the apprenticeships, I've been working in this space since about 2015, and it's really, really good option. It's not a poor cousin of going to university. It's actually a really good alternative. Excuse me. So you can earn while you learn. And our apprentices receive a really good salary. They have a benefit fund. They can opt for private healthcare, gym membership, travel insurance, pension, all those types of things that you get in the normal workplace. Our apprentices work with industry experts. We've got some great people in AstraZeneca, and they're all really keen to help you start your careers. You do get recognised qualifications, and actually we offer apprenticeships in anything from level 3 up to level 7. So level 3 would be equivalent to A level. And level 7 is all the way up to a master's degree. You develop skills that you need in the workplace, and these are skills that employers want. So apprenticeships don't just cover a bit of work and a bit of, you know, knowledge building. It also includes all of your behaviours as well. So you're given really lots of opportunity to make the most of yourself in your early career. You gain real work experience working on real projects with real industry experts. And we like to make sure that you continue your learning. All of the employees in AZ have options to do further learning at any time in their career. We have huge scope to be able to do that. And we really like that we can help you learn and grow in a really supportive environment. So all of our apprentices have a line manager, they have a mentor and a buddy who's also an apprentice. So the way apprenticeships work is that you do a particular apprenticeship, and what you'd normally do is work 4 days a week and study 1 day a week. So that could be whether you go to day release to college or university.
Sorry, Tracy, I just asked, Mr. Peake, are you able to mute your camera and also your mic for us, please? Okay, sorry, Tracy, do you want to continue?
That's all right, that's okay. So apprenticeships, obviously you study for 1 day a week equivalent, or you work 4 days a week. So you could go to day release of college, or you can learn online. There's lots of different options depending on the type of apprenticeship that you're doing. As a science company, we are very, very focused on science, but it's not the only thing that we do. And actually for this year, we've got about a 50-50 split across our apprenticeships as what's available in our science areas and what's available in our business areas. So we do apprenticeships in science, both chemistry and biology, engineering, manufacturing, as well as the business areas such as finance and IT, supply chain, HR, procurement, project management. So don't worry if you're not science focused. There's still lots of options available to you in doing an apprenticeship at AZ. And I think that's really important to understand that. Some bits of advice that I would maybe give you would be, I know you'll be choosing your GCSE options, and I know actually that you have a lot of options chosen for you. So you have to do maths, you've got to do English, science subjects, things like that. But I would say do something you enjoy along with these choices that you have to make. It's really important that you do something that you care about and that you're passionate about or that you're really interested in. When you think about doing your GCSEs, one thing that I would absolutely say is to work well for your maths and your English. If you want to do an apprenticeship, everybody has to have maths and English at level 2. If you want to go into, say, engineering, good maths grade is really beneficial because there's a lot of maths included in that. And likewise, if you want to do something that's chemistry focused, maths is a really good option as well. So when you then have done your GCSEs, think about tailoring your choice and what A levels or further study that you want to do. We have apprentices aged from 17 to 56. So it really depends on what you want to do and at the time that you want to do it. We're always looking for really talented and creative people. We're not looking for the end result. It's really important to be yourself, and we want to get to know you really well. Another piece of advice I would say is it's really important for us to get to know you when we come to assessment days and things like that. So think about extra activities that you could do through your school years, whether it be Duke of Edinburgh. I know a lot of students do that, but things like volunteering, but also don't ignore your hobbies or your interests. We see some amazing applications from students who have such broad interests and hobbies. It gives us something that helps you stand out for us to look at. So make yourself stand out in your own way. You don't need to make things up, just be yourself and just show us the best version of yourself. That's really what we're looking for. We don't expect you to have everything that you need to do the role, but you know, we're looking for talent that we can help develop, and we're always really excited every year when we bring our apprentices in because it's a great opportunity, and also we've got a lot of experience in dealing with apprentices, and it's wonderful to see when they finish their programs, they go on to jobs and they develop their careers. So it's wonderful to see. So I'm not going to talk anymore. Said I didn't bring any slides. I'm just gonna just wanted to rattle through a few things there.
That's fine.
Yeah, I hope that's all right, Rachel.
That's perfect. Yeah, would you mind telling these guys where they could go and find a bit more information about the opportunities that you've got available?
Yeah, so if you search on the web for AstraZeneca Careers, you will find a big website that we have for the early space. Now, what we don't have in terms of everything is we have only obviously certain periods of the year where we recruit, and that's usually this time of year. So if you go to careers.astrazeneca.com, you will find the early talent pages, and there's lots of options on there. You can have a look already. If you're really interested, go and have a look under the high school and secondary school students tab, because there's lots of information about the different types of apprenticeships that are on offer, what types of things are required for them. There's lots of information on the company, but we also do other programs as well, not just apprenticeships. So even in the future, if you decide you wanted to go to university, we do big graduate programs as well. We do placement years and things like that. So there's lots of options and lots of opportunities for you. And we're a very well regarded employer for apprentices. So, you know, we're just very keen to have people go and join us, learn some new skills and work alongside us. It's great fun.
Thank you, Tracy. And I'm sure a lot of you probably are super aware of how important AstraZeneca has been over the last couple of years to us. So it's an important organisation for you guys to look into. And as Tracy said, there are obviously more opportunities with AstraZeneca. If you decide to go to university, there are routes into higher education through AstraZeneca as well. So that's great. Thank you very much, Tracy.
I'm Emily. I work for the admissions department for the Degrees at Work team. So we deal with a lot of distance learning programs, and the degree apprenticeships are kind of like the main courses that we get through. So kind of following on from the talk you've just had, we're looking at what apprentices do. So it is, as well as learning for your degree, you'll be at work with an employer. So all of the learning that you're going to be doing in the classroom, that will be applied to your work that you do as well. So you'll have at least 20% of your time that will be dedicated to being in a classroom or developing your skills that will be useful for your profession. Your university element of your degree apprenticeship, that can be online, using things like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, that you've probably been quite familiar with over the last couple of years. It can also be in practice. So, for example, if you were doing a civil engineering apprenticeship, that may be your practical skills, and as well as on-campus learning in a classroom. Sorry. So what you'll get at the end of this will be both a university qualification, so a degree, as well as a professional qualification. So there's loads of benefits from doing a degree apprenticeship. So one of the main benefits that people choose this route for is because your studies are completely funded by your employer. So you won't have to pay any tuition for yourself or have to look into getting student finance, which you would have to for a degree at a university that you study at completely on campus. So you'll be paid by your employer for the duration, so you'll get paid a salary as well and receive any benefits that you would have if you had that you would as an employee of that company. So you're also going to develop a lot of skills that are job specific for your profession, and you'll be working with a lot of people that have been working for that company who are very experienced and are going to be eager to show you how to put your knowledge into practice. As mentioned, you'll have your protected learning time, so that's time that will be dedicated for study. So apprenticeships, as previously mentioned, are very widely recognised as and valued in the workplace. So they're very important employees, and you'll graduate with a lot of skills that they've kind of taught you and are very specific to the route that you're interested in pursuing. For example, if you were doing a nursing apprenticeship, you'll be learning a lot of specific nursing content. As well as this, a lot of our programs, such as the Chartered Surveying course and our Registered Nursing program.
Emily, sorry, just to stop you, you've accidentally muted yourself.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right, you're back now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, that's fine.
Okay, so as I was saying, some of our programs have additional statuses such as Chartered Manager, Chartered Surveyor and Registered Nursing. So they're additional statuses that are kind of widely regarded in those professions and will allow you to be a fully qualified nurse or a surveyor, and it just gives you a little bit more of a status to put on your CV and allows you to succeed in that area. So all of our degree apprenticeships have been designed by a panel of employers and professional bodies and higher education institutions and approved by the government. So they're all very, very thought out and designed to try and give you the best opportunities possible. So as it was previously mentioned, for all degree apprenticeships, you're going to need maths and English, which is probably not what some of you are wanting to hear, but it is very important to kind of make sure that you've got those two GCSEs. For the other GCSEs that you may want to choose, I would reiterate what was said before. You're probably going to want to look for something that you're passionate about, something that you're going to enjoy, because it's easier to put in the hard work for something that you are enjoying yourself and that you really are passionate about. So your GCSEs that you'll choose will kind of inform what you're able to take further on at college or as a level 3 apprenticeship or so on. So you're going to need a level 3 qualification, which is the equivalent of A levels and BTECs. And again, you're going to want to choose something that is really important to you, that you enjoy, and that is going to kind of be, it doesn't always have to be related to what you want to study, but it is probably advised that you think about what you're wanting to go into. For example, our policing apprenticeships, we don't have specific requirements for the subjects, but if you're interested in that route, you might want to choose something like criminology or psychology or something that may have applications to that subject. And for a master's degree apprenticeship, you're going to need an undergraduate degree with honours. So why ARU is such a good option for doing a degree apprenticeship is because it's one of the leading providers of degree apprenticeships at the moment. We've offered degree apprenticeships for a good few years now, since 2017, and we have a whole range of routes that you can pursue, which I'll show you in a bit. We currently have 2,000 apprenticeships, and we are expanding that very, very rapidly. Just this year, we've introduced quite a few new programs, and so that's bringing in a lot more apprenticeships. So you'll be working with a lot of other apprentices. Sorry, if you're choosing to study with us. We've also got over 500 employers who we partner up with and can take on our apprentices for their practical learning. So these are just some of the partners that we currently work with. So you probably recognise quite a few of them, particularly the NHS, BBC, BT and Barclays. You're probably all quite familiar with a lot of these. So these are all kind of partners that we can take on and offer places for our apprentices, and they can come from a range of different subjects. For example, a lot of our nursing apprentices work with the NHS. We have our digital technology people with the BBC and Barclays, and also our management people. There's lots of different opportunities for you here. So our apprenticeships that we offer come from a range of different areas. So we have a lot of nursing and healthcare related programs, which are probably one of our most popular areas of recruitment at the moment. We've got business and management, policing, which I deal with personally, digital data and technology, and the built environment. So again, like I said, we've got lots of different routes for you, and like what was said before, it's not just for specific subjects. We've got such a wide range of opportunities, and they are growing every day. So these are what we offer at the moment, but we are rapidly expanding. So by the time it comes to you choosing your career path and a university or an apprenticeship that you want to go for, we may have probably double these options for you. So as degree apprenticeships can benefit a wide range of people. It is a lot more flexible. It can help people who don't just want to only study in a classroom, but also want to take that learning and apply it to their profession as well. So to become an apprentice, so you're going to need to find a job with an employer who's willing to support your learning. So that just means that you'll need to have a job. So you'll apply for a job as you normally would, send in your CV, and talk to your employer about the possibility of them putting you through an apprenticeship. We will then talk to your employer and discuss what's expected for them. So we'll tell them how much time that they're going to need to allow you to come away to study, how much they're going to need to support you, and so on. And then you would apply for the apprenticeship directly with us. So that's just filling out an online application. So it's a little bit different to the normal route, which would be applying through UCAS. It's a direct application to us, so you don't need to kind of have your four university choices like you would if you were studying completely on campus. And then after that, it's just a case of beginning your learning. So we've got another quote from a program delivery lead, and he's saying that apprentices have a different mindset. They're focused on the application of what they learn, and that's kind of reiterating what I was saying. It's for an apprenticeship, it's very much a case of taking what you learn in the classroom and being able to apply that to your profession. So as mentioned, the police education is one of our newer apprenticeships. I think they started at the end of or the beginning of 2021. And we've got quite a few police forces handing their new recruits to us. So we've got applicants from Kent and Essex, Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire and Cambridgeshire, and also Norfolk and Suffolk. So all of their recruits now have to do a degree in order to be a police officer. So we've partnered with them and we offer a degree apprenticeship with them. So it's very much similar to the other apprenticeships that we've mentioned. So it combines on-the-job learning with working towards a fully funded degree. So again, you will be paid as a police officer whilst you're earning your degree that qualifies you to do the job as well. We have two different routes that you can take into this policing apprenticeship. So we have a PCDA, which is for undergraduates. So it's an undergraduate course for those that are applying with GCSEs and A-level or A-level equivalents. And then we have the DHEP, which is for degree holders. So if you hold a degree, you can, it shortens the programme slightly. It doesn't have to be a related degree, so you can come on board as after kind of changing your mind about what you want to do and complete 2 years of study. And again, you'll be paid as a police officer while you learn. So that is all we have for the ARU apprenticeship. So if you did want to find out any more information about it, our website aru.ac.uk is probably the best place to go for that.